Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me, Umber Rays, and today it's the Should You Pull edition of Warrior of Light. And boy, thank goodness, because this is a really easy video. Unlike last week I should say, where I had to kind of pull apart the whole Paladin Cecil thing and I came out very split. This is a pretty easy video to make, and you know what, every once in a while that's really nice. I'm just gonna level with you for a second. It's really nice when I actually get an easy to call one. So Warrior of Light is coming to Global this week. He's going to be available as of 7/29, and his banner is just really good. Top to bottom, it's just really good. Taking a look at Warrior of Light, his main class, Warrior of Light, is Subjob, Spellblade, and Dragoon. And the other thing that is majorly on his banner is Death Machine, a really good summon to get your hands on. So here's the thing. It's pretty cut and straightforward that you should be trying for Warrior of Light or Death Machine to some extent. I think that this, out of every banner that is to come in the near future, you guys should just really try to do at least a couple of multi-pulls on this banner. Is A, see if you get lucky and get the best tank period in the game that is still unmatched on the JP side, or get just the best defensive summon, because the Death Machine is a absolutely amazing summon for tanks. You don't even really need to get the card for that much. I mean, the card is nice, giving Pierce resistance up, which will be potentially good in the future for some of the more powerful spear users, such as Glassy, but party attack, area attack resistance up, that's really nice too, but in all honesty, what you're looking for is the summon. The summon is the best. Golem is a good second place, for sure, but War Machine is the best summon for a tank. We'll see what Demon Wall on the JP side looks like later this week, probably about Friday or Saturday. But for now, I think that if nothing else, even if you aren't interested in Warrior of Light, you should be interested in at least Death Machine. And I think it is absolutely worth trying a couple multi-pulls for this guy, if nothing. Yeah, and if you get either one of the two new URs, great, awesome. So now, let's talk about Warrior of Light, because here is a good example of what a fully 99 Warrior of Light looks like, with a fair amount of maxed out stuff. Really nice agility for a tank, good movement options, even with that extra jump point, it's just nice for navigating some of the more difficult fields. Really good attack for a primarily defense-based tank, and as you can see, his defense stat as well is pretty nice too. 56 defense, 14 spirit, and he can be built more, potentially a little more for spirit if you have some other accessories or armor or whatnot. But almost 6k HP. This is just a really good character from top to bottom. And taking a look at some of the things he has defense up passives, he has HP up passives, he has passives that also increase his resistance to debuffs for defense and spirit. He can give extra HP. He can also give himself magic and dark resistance. All of those support abilities basically mean that he is an incredibly flexible character. If you've tuned into any of my streams or seen some of my other videos, you'll know that I've said that Warrior of Light seems to be just good in a ton of different content, and that's true. He is good in a lot of different content because of this, because he is just so flexible, but primarily just very strong. In future raids, he is also good for just taking a lot of abuse off of your main characters, and that's just super nice. His Limit Burst does damage, but not only does damage, it also gives him Protect and Shell, reducing physical and magical damage for 3 turns each by 25%, which is considerably stronger than any other defensive move in the game, primarily just because it's 3 turns, it's not just 3 attacks. A lot of abilities, it seems to be just 3 attacks, which can be very quick depending on who you're against and how many enemies there are. So yeah, this is just really good. Looking at his Dragoon, Dragoon gives him some really nice extra movement options. I mean, it potentially also gives him some strength boost as well as piercing type damage, which has proven to be good, such as the King Behemoth raid. Spellblade, which gives him some potential increase to magic resistance as well as damage taken, while also giving him a chance to be targeted for multiple turns in basically his kind of attract blade, and still can deal some damage and has access to poison. You'll notice that his magic stat is never going to be that good, but really what's interesting and great about his Spellblade is the fact that it still focuses primarily on defense, and something that you think that he might even be weak at, but it turns out he's really strong because he can give himself an extra 38% magic resistance for 3 turns, or reducing damage taken 50% for 3 turns. All incredibly powerful, and some of these abilities are pretty cheap and use TP as well. That's just really, really good. Sorry, I believe his magic resistance is everyone but himself, but point is, he can give some benefit to the party. And last but not least, his main job, he has the most key ability in the game at this point, which Rain has as well. Rain has it in Astral Guard. Warrior of Lights is basically a defense and spirit increase maxed out of 12 points each for 3 turns, and an increased chance of being targeted by 12. This is what makes him such an effective tank, and it only costs 18 TP. Pretty sure that this was a mistake when they put this ability in the game, because it's just generally too strong. He also has an HP restore ability, and he has damage dealing, he has reduced damage taken, he has a lot of different stuff in his kit. So, alright, we've gushed enough about how good Warrior of Light is, but for everybody else, you may be wondering, if I don't get Warrior of Light, is it the end of the game? No. Some people there are still people on the JP side who primarily use Engelbert as their tank, and he is perfectly acceptable. Does he compare to Warrior of Light? Not really. Warrior of Light is a big upgrade on him for a lot of reasons. Doesn't mean he's bad, but it just does speak volumes to how good Warrior of Light really just is. The other options that you can have, there's the potential of using Mont. There are some other characters that have been starting to appear in games, such as Dario. There are future characters such as Titus, a dark tank who is primarily better with shooting type enemies. And of course, for the Final Fantasy Tactics Part 2, there will be Agrias as well. Agrias, who is currently just my go-to tank, really. And she does have really good stats. She has good HP, she has good attack, she has really good agility, she has really excellent spirit. That is something that she excels at compared to Warrior of Light. But the thing I think that Agrias doesn't do quite so well is hate generation. She does make up for that in big ways with being able to cause a lot of potential status effects to the enemies, which is super nice and super valuable in certain attempts. But yeah, that's just kind of the thing. There are still going to be good tanking options. It's not like Warrior Light or bust. But given that this is basically the most highest profile banner, in the fact that even getting Warrior of Light to a LB4 before the event ends is completely viable for the future. LB5 is just gravy. I mean, it really is just wonderful gravy in the future. And again, Warrior of Light's kit is built so well and has not been comparable to any other unit just because it synergizes so well. It's so strong, and it kind of gives him other things to do at distance. One of the key problems with Paladin Cecil, not to spend too much time going into it, but Paladin Cecil really has this problem of not being able... I can't find him. Where is he? I guess I removed it from my party. But that's kind of the point. Paladin Cecil has this problem of he really doesn't have anything that he can do from a range so much. It doesn't cost just so much AP, and he doesn't really have really good AP generation either, and all of that is kind of speaks majorly to what the problems with him is, even if you were to consider him a tank, which I have long since stopped doing. But yeah, overall, I have to say that I really think that Warrior of Light is worth at least a couple of multi-pulls. I understand that a lot of you out there are waiting for characters such as Kryle or Kilfa, right? It's Kilphe, right? That's the official global spelling, Kilfa. Kilphe. There's so many versions, and I don't know, to be just an aside, I have no idea even where Kryle came from originally in my brain. I guess I just mistranslated it wrong. But I'm veering way off course now. I absolutely recommend that you try a couple of multiples, because if you are not interested in Warrior of Light, you should still be interested in the Esper, because the Esper is just the best for tanks, period. And it would be, like, currently on global, or on the JP side, I'd be very interested in seeing him return at some point in the future, but doesn't look like anything for now. So yeah, let me know, are you going for the big guy? Are you going for Warrior of Light? Are you going to go for War Machine? Are you going to be going for just trying a few multis? Are you all in? But if I'm sure that just like with Lucia and Venera, there are going to be some people who are going to be absolutely on tilt if they do not get them. Don't worry, there are actually other good tanking options in the game. I stand behind Niagara. She's awesome. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this week, and best of luck to all of you. Take care.